What is poppin', Chi-Town? We are Windy City Fantasy back at you again, and we got ourselves a special little guest. I am your host, Steve. Across from me, winning championships and hearts and minds everywhere, Moose.
Hello,
Dropping
everybody.
beats, likes, sound bites, and everything you enjoy in life, Elliot.
Beans.
And our special guest. Say hello, Christopher. First time, or second time on the show. First time was when he was a newborn when we were doing our audio podcast, and he was gladly sounding off. Now I have him today, and he's just going to be all over the place.
Look at the forehead on that adult.
How we doing today, boys? What are we drinking?
I'm still with last week, but I do have my crispy cakes here in the fridge, which I may lean to. We'll see, because I still have to go to the store.
We're doing a
Again.
little piece of the world here. A little red stripe in the house. Little red stripe.
Little Fist City. Little for you, little for me.
Oh, man.
For the public, he did not drink a drop.
For the public.
For the public. Guys, we got a great show for you today. If you're unable to join us for our live, I understand it's not our normal being on at 6 p.m. It is Thanksgiving, so for all that I do not see, and especially you guys, happy Turkey Day.
Yes, happy Thanksgiving.
It'll also be this little guy's first Turkey Day. He's going to get his first drumstick ever.
Delicious.
Right? So we are going to be dropping some news, notes, injury reports, and going to preview 2 of the 3 Thursday night games. But we're still going to do the third one because the news came through that the Ravens-Steelers game got pushed to Sunday. So we are going to have to be one short game, which is kind of a bummer because I was really looking forward to that Thursday night game.
Yeah, a little old school, a little just two Thanksgiving games.
Yeah,
But, I mean,
go back to traditional afternoon and then 3 p.m. and then you just get loaded up on turkey and watch a nice movie with the family.
There you go.
Right?
There you go.
Christmas story.
Right? Start off right. Yeah.
Yeah. Someone's excited.
Before we get into the details of today's show, guys, what's your go-to Turkey Day meal? Like, what do you like? Do you like the sides best? Do you just go for the turkey or,
I'm a sides guy. Definitely a sides guy. I think, like, the sides make the turkey better. You don't have good sides, you're not going to enjoy that turkey.
I hope we're not going to get into a conversation about how bad turkey is as a meat.
Thank you.
It's been going around.
I think
It was on ESPN today, too, and I'm a little bit ashamed because turkey is synonymous with Thanksgiving. You can eat whatever meat you want or not.
Yeah.
That's fine, but, like, don't disrespect turkey, first of all.
yeah.
Because it's only one time a year unless you put it on your sandwich that you take to work. So it's only really one time a year that you guys eat turkey.
I totally agree.
Yeah.
I think
I'm a full plate guy. Like, I grab meat, I grab sides, bread, and then
Fully loaded.
Yeah,
Locked
definitely.
and loaded. Locked and loaded on your sides and your turkey.
he even throws the pie right there.
Right? I can't go a year without listening to Adam Sandler's turkey song. Like, that's my thing right there. While making Thanksgiving
There you go.
happen, I got to play the turkey song every time. Oh, thanks, DJ.
I have to go with being the ultimate villain and denying my children the ability to put up Christmas decorations until after Thanksgiving, because that's how we roll. It's Thanksgiving first, Friday or even Saturday, then things can go up.
I agree.
Yeah. All right, guys, let's jump right into the news then without further delay.
Yeah.
All right, Moose. First, we got up the Jaguars planning to start veteran quarterback Mike Glennon. Yay!
It's yay, but I'm in Shakespeare, so yay!
Right? Against the lowly Browns. So fire up that Browns defense, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
The
guess
lowly Browns. The Browns are gonna make the playoffs, man. Watch. They're gonna have 10 wins.
I think
Because they have.
weak, bud.
I think CJ feels the same way. He's looking at me like, are you crazy calling the Browns lowly?
So, I mean, Gardner Minshew's thumb still hurts, but they're saying that there's a possibility of him playing, but it's very, very low, and then they don't like the way the rookie's been playing.
Man, throw some dirt on it.
Yeah,
Come
right?
on.
That's what I'm saying.
Stash.
But, I mean,
Jesus
is it
Christ.
him? Is it him or is it the organization? I mean, you want to tank, right?
This is true.
If
You
you're
know-
looking to tank, then it's got to tank right. All right, Bengals are planning to start Brandon Allen on Sunday versus Giants. Per Mike Garofalo, he was just elevated from the practice squad. He started 3 games last season for Denver. I guess no Ryan Finley.
Right, so the rookie they drafted last year, they have no hope in.
You know what? We're going to send out a get well card from Windy City Fantasy to my love, Joe Burrow, and a healthy recovery. We'll see you in 2021. Tore his ACL, tore the MCL.
Hey, man, who's that commentator that nobody likes? That he only said those absurd things recently.
Joe Buck.
No. The black guy.
Oh,
Something with a B, right?
Booger.
Is it
Booger McFarland from Monday Night Football?
Yeah.
So did you hear what he said?
No, what did he say now?
He's like, well, I guess we won't be seeing Joe Burrow till 2021.
Oh, it's such a Booger thing to say.
Oh, man.
Oh, my
What a
goodness.
funny guy.
Too soon?
Apparently, a lot of people are super pissed off at the organization about the way they handled it. So I don't know if he was injured before and they let him keep playing, and then this is what happened.
Mm-hmm.
There's something going around. I really haven't found the details. I've been trying to research it, but there's been a lot of fans and a lot of experts, and they're saying future quarterback, rookie quarterbacks and organizations do not do what the Bengals have done here.
Right. Well, in either case, it's going to be hard to start any Bengals players without knowing what Brandon Allen can do. So T. Higgins, Tyler Boyd, Gio Bernard, hard. If you have AJ Green, if you were the 9% who started him last week in fantasy leagues, you were happy because he finally scored a touchdown. Right. Moving on, 49ers officially designated Raheem Mostert and Jeff Wilson for return from IR, which is great news if you've been hanging on to Mostert and Wilson for the longest time. Probably not an immediate fantasy impact. They will, but it's still something.
I mean, it's happy to see him starting to practice,
Speaking of starting to practice,
talk about
my buddy Austin Eckler.
I know,
off the IR. He's probably not going to play this week against the Bills, but he is practicing in full, and it looks like he's going to be ready for next week.
Yeah, no, he definitely said that he wants to play Week 12, but I think because it's the Bills, they don't want to rush him. I wouldn't want to rush the Bills either. It's the Bills' defense. They're notoriously, a tough D. Bring him in on when they play, I don't know, the Broncos or something.
I will say this, that the Bills' defense has definitely been, for the better part of the word I'm going to use is secondary.
Yeah.
So you aren't getting a return on the defense that you got, that you're hoping to get from last year, because they retained all their players. You thought this was going to be a repeat of how defensively they were last year. Last year, defensively, the Steelers and the Bills were among the top 3 of defensive fantasy defense teams for your league.
Mm-hmm.
And so if you went out and got the Steelers or the Bills, your 50-50 shot only worked out for the Steelers.
Yeah.
Because right now the Bills, they're giving up a lot of points. They're giving up a ton of yardage, and they get a turnover here and there, but they're not really doing as much as they did last year.
Yeah, but I mean, if let's say you're not, you own the Chargers, do you want Eckler in against the Bills? Or do you wait that extra week to make sure that he's at 100%?
Honestly, if Eckler's saying he's 100% ready to go and you need him in your lineup,
did you see him? He was
say
squatting 450,
yeah,
or something like that.
I think you roll with Eckler because that's another weapon for Herbert.
Right.
Because without Eckler, they think he's one-dimensional.
Yeah.
Now, Balazs has filled in just fine these past 3 weeks, and he'll play as the backup to Eckler. So if you're thinking of dropping Balazs, hang on to him. Just in case, because anything can happen in these next few weeks. Where do you think you're going? Yeah, he doesn't want to hear it either. He's like, I'm out. I'm putting Eckler back in. I'm ready to roll him. So
yeah.
He definitely stabilizes their run game
for sure.
All right. Sorry. Bears running back David Montgomery says he is out of the concussion protocol, and he says, I'm ready to go. But can he make it happen? Can he do anything? Is he worth a flex position?
I don't know, against the Packers, and the Packers are a hot team right now.
I'm telling you what, I was kind of thinking about this, and not because I'm probably going to need this game to get into the playoffs. You can probably start both Green Bay running backs, and they will feast on the Bears this week.
Yeah.
It's just typical Bears Green Bay.
I mean,
I don't know what Montgomery's going to do for you. Like,
Right.
they can't block.
they can't block. They can't create space for him to get in between the tackles to make even anything happen. But to the narrative that you could say fire up both Green Bay running backs, look at what the Bears have done against the leading back in the league, Dalvin Cook, and what they did against Derrick Henry, who is number 2 behind Dalvin Cook. Like, it took Cook 30 carries to eclipse 100 yards. He did have the receptions because that's where they're beatable as. Their middle linebacker core is great on the pass rush, but as far as trying to defend the when they trying to defend the pass versus the rush, and then Jalen Johnson's just been getting beat all over the place. You can't have Fuller. Kyle Fuller.
Yeah, our number 1 corner.
Yeah, you just can't him all over the place trying to cover everything. Now Eddie Jackson has COVID.
Right, so that's why I think Elliott made that comment, which I totally agree with him, because I just feel, look at what Minnesota's offense did to us. So sure, it took Cook 30 carries to get 100 yards, but Jefferson, the rookie, had 45 yards on us on like 8 catches. Now, what do you think the Green Bay's offense is going to do with Aaron Rodgers, who's better than Cousins, Devontae Adams, who's better than Jefferson, and then 2 running backs that are equivalent to Cook?
Right.
And then on top of it, that our defense is going to be out and out and out and out. And, if our offense can't produce nothing, they're just going to get tired and they're going to get beat. They're going to mentally get, beat.
Story of 2020.
Right, but to go back to Montgomery, once again, it goes back to what we've been saying the last few weeks, that right now in this scenario of the season,
you can't start him until you see something.
You can't start him, but if you, would you start him or Jordan Wilkinson from the Colts?
Probably Jordan Wilkinson from the Colts.
All right.
Unless you're getting points for blocking in your league.
No, I get it. Yeah, so I'm trying to think of running backs. Do you start Latavius Murray over Montgomery?
I would.
Latavius, yeah, I would start Latavius.
I think you could start Tony Pollard over Montgomery because your chances there are a lot better.
It's just there's no run game to even wish upon a star to have for the Bears. There's just, and don't get me wrong, by next year, Montgomery could be fantasy relevant again because it's easy to fix an offensive line if you do it right within 1 year.
Yeah.
So, but it's just right now everyone's gut. It's gut time. This is this week, maybe next week. Is this the playoff run? So I wouldn't waste your time with Montgomery. In all honesty, if you have a better option,
right,
I would go with it. I would take Raheem Mostert over Montgomery, and he's coming off COVID list.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, if you're thinking that Montgomery's a good, solid start this week, I would temper expectations and wait and see what happens. But honestly, with the way the season has been going for the Bears and their outlook for the remainder of the season, how the offensive line plays, he's dead in the water. All right, Moose, let's start hitting some injuries as soon as I get my mic back. Give me my mic back. All right, Juju Smith-Schuster has been dealing with a foot injury, but he was back at practice.
Yes.
So since now that the Thursday night game has been changed to Sunday, if his playing status was in question, it definitely won't be in question come Sunday.
Correct. Yeah, I agree. I think it was I think it was soreness. I didn't want to read into it too much, as in a major injury. Just one of those soreness, let him rest. I mean, he had a really good last 2 weeks, and last week he really played.
Yeah.
I was gonna ask that. I mean, has his defenses have been really keying in on him
Yes.
all season. So while his fantasy impact points wise hasn't been up to average, or at least has been average for his position or for him, his NFL impact on his team for the Steelers has been tremendous because he's been able to draw double teams and get everyone else open, or the ability to spread the ball around, and that's why the Steelers
absolutely.
offense is so good.
Go ahead, Moose.
Yeah, I mean, you could see it in like the first 5 games. He was averaging like about 4 to 6 catches, and then he just exploded. He was 9, 7, 6, 9. Last week against Jacksonville was 4, but he was the key guy that on third downs that they were looking for.
But they got Washington on their team, right? Too, was it?
Yep, they have Washington, and then the emergence of Claypool.
Yeah.
So what I was Johnson, Washington, all these guys are feasting.
Yeah.
But I mean, you could definitely tell. I mean, even his receptions in the last. So these are his receptions the last 5 weeks: 14, 8, 7, 13, 5. So you could tell where they're going. And against Baltimore, which was only 4 weeks ago, he was 8 for 7 for 67 yards.
Mm-hmm.
So I could definitely see it coming back. And once again, I just think it was a little just a little, hey, take a breather,
Yeah. So
the touchdowns, could be better, but like he's still getting you solid double-digit points.
Yeah. So last week when I was talking about Justin Jefferson, how he's leading rookies, he's leading among all the rookies in receptions and yardage. Chase Claypool is leading rookies in touchdowns.
Yeah.
As after scoring last week, he now, I believe, has 8 touchdowns for the year, which is far exceeding most of the rookies because Jefferson only has 4, and I think that's second. So, I mean, this Steelers wide receiving core is stacked.
Yeah.
And everyone seems to be getting a little bit. I think the one who has been suffering, and I think, like you said, Elliot, has been drawing double coverage and attention away from the other receivers, is Juju, which is to be expected after the year he had, and the final year of AB and everything else. So,
yeah, it's a transition. Right now, it's transition time in Pittsburgh, as it always is when they go from top flight main receiver to top flight main receiver, which you don't really talk about that much in Pittsburgh because everything in Pittsburgh, just like Chicago, is about the defense and running backs. But like low key, Pittsburgh has had a very good fortune in their franchise lifespan when it comes to wide receivers. Like they've had a great lot of wide receivers in their system. They just don't get the shine that they should normally get because of the how strong their defense is.
Yeah. Jets rookie running back LaMichael Pirine scores his first NFL touchdown last week, and it breathed a sigh of relief. Or, at least it was like an excitement to say, like, oh, finally, like, we get to see something out of this rookie. And now he suffered a high ankle sprain. He's going to get 2 weeks to fire up Frank Gore again. And he said this week that he's retiring after this season.
Sure he is.
Mike Glennon is playing for, Mike Glennon is going to play for Jacksonville. Frank Gore is not going to retire.
No.
Yeah, no, he's going to play with another team next year for sure.
Oh yeah, find him on the Bears next year. Or
he's going to do what Josh McCown did. He's going to sign somewhere, but they're going to be like, "Hey, just sit down in your Florida house, and we'll come get you when the time is ready."
Yeah.
Yeah, just stay limber.
Seahawks had a couple of injuries. Greg Olsen was placed on injury reserve for his foot. So
story of his career.
Big Montana all day. And then running back Bo Scarborough. Dude, that guy can catch a break. He tore his hamstring last week against Arizona.
I mean, that whole backfield was so torn up that we had to say this because there's probably somebody out there that had him and was like, this is his week. Like, Carson's banged up and Dallas is banged up and all of the stuff.
Yeah. All right. Sorry. In other news, Chicago quarterback Mitch Trubisky, shoulder, Nick Foles, hip, are still dealing with injuries. and head coach McNaghy declined to name a starter for Sunday's game. Yes! Fire up Cordell Patterson as the new QB for the Bears.
I just say
They have a third string quarterback, and they brought a fourth string guy in. Like,
I just say
it doesn't matter who you put back there. You could put a scarecrow with a hook for a hand back there. Like, it's. And even then, the running game's not going to be right. Like,
I just say you run the Wildcat.
Wildcat all day.
Wildcat all day. Put Montgomery, put Patterson, put everybody. Just put everybody back there.
Yeah.
5 offensive linemen, 5 everybody, no passing. Just we're running the ball all day.
If you were going to do that, I would make sure that every different Wildcat quarterback, everyone was different. So one play it's Cordell, one play it's Mooney, one play shoot.
Robinson, Montgomery, everybody, just every play.
So you don't know, and they could all be quarterback draws.
All of them.
All of them. Every one of them.
That would be so fun to watch.
Cordell takes a snap. QB.
Hey.
All right.
Direct snaps all day.
Vikings head coach Mike Zimmer announces that he does not know if Adam Thielen will be cleared in time for Sunday's matchup. This is great news for Justin Jefferson owners.
Yeah.
And it's going to be good for your Dalvin Cook owner because that's one less pass catcher for Cook, so a lot more work. Honestly, I think they're beating the hell out of Cook of late. I think he's going to end the season with over 350 carries or touches, in total.
You think so? Let's see.
Yeah.
What's he at right now?
Let's see. He has, as of right now, he has a 201 attempt.
Yeah, and we're in week 12.
He ended the season last year with 250.
And McCaffrey was averaging over 300 carries.
Oh, yeah, he'll pass
not
that.
including, receptions. And now we're talking about
Yeah, so if you're including receptions with Cook, he has 201 rushing and 30 targets receiving.
Yes, how much rushing?
201, and then
So 231 total touches on the ball. Jesus.
Yeah. I mean,
well, that's why you can never get any stability in the running back position because everyone knows now that you could just run them into the ground and find the next one.
Yeah,
right.
every 4 years.
But that's also why running backs always ask for the big payday.
Mm-hmm.
And deserve it.
Yeah, they do because the shelf life is so short. That's why, with the exception of Frank Gore, who's the anomaly.
I wouldn't even say AP. He just had that one big knee surgery, and then he actually bounced back and probably had his best season of his career following that knee injury.
Right.
But I mean, he's still pounding away.
Most players who get a year off that early, they tend
Yeah.
to get an extra year out of them because of how their body has had that time to heal.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see. I mean, keep your eyes open and ears open for what happens with Thielen's status. But I love it for Jefferson as Minnesota is playing Carolina. So.
Yeah, and then Teddy Bridgewater was spotted in practice, saying that he has a great chance of starting. But I mean, to be honest, I don't. Is it worth it? Is it he's their franchise quarterback, correct?
Right.
They invested so much in him.
They invested enough. They got him at least for a 4-year contract.
You're 4-9. You have nothing to prove against the Vikings.
Run CMC was also spotted in practice with the red jersey today too.
Yes, but I think Ja Rule already.
Is that what we're going to call Coach Rule? Ja Rule?
Ja Rule already said.
Wow, it's murder! Jesus!
Murder.
Oh my gosh! Yeah. Speaking of Panthers, he has not been declared out for this Sunday, but expect it. They don't play. They're just going to take their time with it. They don't want to mess up the shoulder injury anymore. It's an AC joint. And then John Brown from the Bills, ankle not practicing after coming off a bye.
That guy's
Doesn't
perpetually
bode
hurt.
well, considering the fact you had a week already. So
Yeah.
I think in the last 2 seasons, he's maybe played 10 games. Maybe.
Maybe.
If that,
He had
he's
that one-
perpetually hurt.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And then
Sucks because he's a good wide receiver.
Yeah, he had that. I think it was late last year. He had that breakout, right? where he was like,
Yeah, I had him. I was able to pick him up last year towards the end,
Yeah.
and he did really well. But in the beginning of the year, I want to say I think he was doing average the first couple
Mhm.
2-3 weeks of the season, 2-3,
Yeah.
and then I think he had a hamstring issue, which I think he had a hamstring issue this year as well.
and then
So-
an issue.
Yeah, so that sucks. He's definitely a dangerous weapon and fantasy relevant when he's playing.
Healthy.
But
Yeah.
when he's playing.
All right.
All right, so that's it for the injuries
Let's go to
news.
Thursday.
Let's hit up there Thursday. Turkey Bowl games, brother.
Turkey Bowl games.
I wish I had a hat to commemorate for Turkey Day, but I don't. It's all right though.
Imagine we had a turducken. That would have been fantastic.
I've never had to.
Did you see the meme going around for the Turk Kraken?
Turkraken?
Wait, what?
I did not see the Turkraken.
Oh my gosh! If it's out,
I'm gonna look it up.
We'll find it on Google.
Is that
Google it.
octopus?
Yeah.
Give
You
me
have a
1
tentacle
second.
coming out of the-
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
It's hilarious. I would not eat it, but damn did look funny.
Anyways,
Moose, why don't you get us started off with this Thursday game, starting with the
I
noon
will.
game?
I will. So the first game that I want to talk about is the Texans and Lions. So the Lions, as everybody knows, always plays Thanksgiving. They're hosting the Texans this year. This is one of the games that we're picking for the week. And for all our listeners out there that have been following us in the deep dish, what a crazy, crazy week it was last week. Your big man over here, Moose, went 3-1, while the other two little guys went 1-3.
Happens.
1-3. So now the final scores as of right now are Elliot is 24-18, first place. Steve 22-20,
Yeah.
second place. And your man who battled and clawed back is now at 21-21.
You are the Jeff Fisher of the deep dish.
I'm coming back, baby. I'm coming back.
Oh boy.
I'm gonna make it a one Super Bowl, and that's gonna be my legacy.
All right, so we got Texans Lions firing up the first game at noon.
Yeah, so just for everybody, fantasy relevant, Kenny Galladay, Danny Amendola have officially been ruled out for this game. DeAndre Swift is listed at questionable, but it's looking as a good chance that he may see the field. He may not get the start, but they're saying he may see some of the field. So still take a look at what's happening there with the AP situation and the running back for Detroit. Other than that, second big news coming out of this game, Kenny Stills and Randall Cobb are both officially out for the game.
Okay.
Randall Cobb might have a broken toe, might be out 2 to 3 weeks. Kenny Stills, I think it's a knee issue or something like that, and he is out just for this week as of right now.
All right.
So
It's a big Will Fuller day.
Brandon Cooks.
We may see a little love from the tight ends, Darren Fells or Akins.
Yep, Akins last week was targeted 13 times, had 8 catches. He had a very good fantasy day, like yard-wise, to get that touchdown. But, I mean, you start Deshaun Watson against Detroit. You start whatever Duke Johnson. Sorry, I forgot his name. I was going to say David Johnson, but he's still out.
David Johnson.
Yeah, Duke Johnson. And like we said, start with Fuller and Cooks. I mean, these guys are they're the only targets for Deshaun. On the Detroit start, you want to start Stafford, like I said, Swift, monitor that with AP.
Yeah, because as far as we know, Swift is still scheduled to play,
Yeah.
barring anything else. He's still got to go through the last of the concussion protocols
So
to
I guess
clear.
he cleared it, but I guess you have to clear it twice or something like that leading
Yeah,
to the game.
no residuals,
Yeah.
nothing that happened afterwards. So it looks like everything will be looking good for DeAndre Swift. I like him this week against the Texans. Again, you can run against the Texans. You can pass against the Texans.
That's what I'm saying, monitor it, because if you have AP, you pick them up during the Swift or had them throughout the year, AP could be in line for a good game.
Yeah.
Wide receiving, Marvin Jones, desperate. I would say Hall. He's been kind of
no love for Quentin Cephas?
I do like my Quinton, but he's only been averaging like 2 catches, so I'm not going to say anything. I know, Quinton, man, Quinton.
Or Quinton.
You start the Hawk. You definitely start the Hawk. The last 2 weeks without Galladay, he's been targeted 10, 8, 4, 7. He's been averaging about 60 yards a game with a touchdown. So, that's something to look forward to.
All right.
We are picking this game.
We are picking this game? All right. Well, Yeah. All right. So with that being said, and even given the fact that Galladay is out and you both have Randall Cobb and Kenny Bills, who is not going to be starting, I still like the Texans better. Deshaun Watson will find a way. He's going to run. He's going to score. Will Fuller's probably going to have a huge game, even though they're probably going to try to double cover him and eliminate him, and it's going to expose those tight ends. So give me the Texans over the Lions.
Yep. Texans too?
Yes, sir.
Same with me. I was going Texans all the way,
All
too.
right, sweeping. Even if look at that four-way, Jay's even
He got Texans in.
right.
All right.
Next,
Washington
professional
football team.
Yeah.
Why?
Is the Red Rifle himself and the Cowboys.
The Jerry Joneses.
Red Rona.
Did you not see the performance that Mr. Red Rifle did last week? Should I give you the stats?
Did you see the catch by CeeDee Lamb?
Did you see who threw him that? 200 yards and 3 touchdowns.
So are you saying, is he a startable quarterback this week in all fantasy leagues?
Yes. No. No, I mean if you're looking matchup-wise against Washington, why not? Take a shot at it. It is Thanksgiving game. You know, Washington never plays that well against Thanksgiving. It's a rival game. It's going to be at home. Another back-to-back home game. I mean, Andy Dalton came out firing last week. I don't see why he can't do it against Washington again. You know, I like the wide receivers this week. I even like.
This is going to look different now because not only is Andy Dalton back, so he never got to play Washington the week the Gooch did because he got the
Gooch.
Before. Now
still lives on in our hearts.
Yeah,
that
and the fact that they moved Zach Martin to right tackle, and I think that helped that right side right there.
Elliott, 21 carries for 103 yards. He had two catches for 11 yards and a touchdown.
Yeah,
would have took me 10 games to get that many carries and touches.
I don't believe that, Elliott. One half. Yeah.
So I like all the Dallas Cowboys this week.
Me too.
Gallup's going to be a little bit hard to trust, even though like you can trust CeeDee Lamb and Amari Cooper. Gallup is my flyer pick.
Yeah, but I also think you could start Gallup though. Like, he's not getting the numbers. He's not looking sexy like he was in the beginning of the season, but he still was targeted 5 times. He was targeted 5 times, caught 2 of them. If you catch 5 of those for like 40 yards, 50 yards, that's all you really want from him. If he sneaks in a touchdown, you're excited.
Mm-hmm.
You know, for starting.
Man, yeah, get that out of here. Release the Turk Kraken.
Yeah, man.
I tried to do it the other way. I tried to share it with screen, but I'm using Firefox now, so it's kind of the settings are different.
And if you're going on the Washington side, obviously you're starting Gibson.
McLaurin's
you're starting
questionable.
McKitchen. McLaurin is questionable for everybody out there.
So this is huge for the Washington.
Yes, they still have him marked in as starting. He's still the highest projected fantasy points for this week. But last week, Steven Sims, I believe was his name. Yep, Steven Sims was targeted 3 times for 13 yards and a touchdown. The week before against Detroit, he was 6 for 5. So with Alex Smith is, I think, a way better quarterback than what they have so far this season, and he's not scared to move the ball around.
No, what did they be calling Alex Smith? The comeback of the year.
Yeah. So I mean, this is his last 3 games. He had over 325 yards against the Giants, 390 against Detroit, and then 166 against Cincinnati. But I feel they're already so far ahead of Cincinnati that they were just running out the clock.
This East Division is
so
so
bad.
ugly that Cowboys can easily win this.
Yeah.
Washington can easily win this. Hell, the Giants can come back and make a run for it and be able to win. They already took they split the series 50-50 with the Eagles.
Yeah.
I believe they beat Washington once already. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think they played the Cowboys. They did play the Cowboys already, right?
Who?
The Giants.
Yes.
All right, so they lost that one against the Cowboys, I believe.
No. Yes.
Yeah, because that was the Dak injury.
Yes, that injury. Yep.
So if they take the next one, then he split that 50-50. So easily they can take this division, which is crazy. So it just shows how ugly like the playoffs are going to look, especially with the talks of the league, depending on how much these cases get worse, them rescheduling games, them then extending to the playoff teams to even larger amount. That kind of makes.
But we'll get there when we get there.
Yeah. In the meantime, though,
You have to choose: do you want Washington Redskins or the Cowboys?
give me the Cowboys on this one. I think that they have a revenge game against that brutal loss. The defense is going to be horrible. It's going to be a high-scoring game, I think. Even if McLaurin's unable to start, he's going to find a way. This also may be a game where we see our boy Gandy Golden make an appearance with Alex Smith, the rookie.
Maybe. I mean, that's a long shot because they have a lot of guys that they thought were going to start the season coming back now from injury, like the Steven Smiths, and there's another guy. They have a rookie like Wright who's been like performing. Inman's back. Chris Sims is back. So we'll see. I'm going with Washington. I'm going to ride high. I won with them last week. I'm going with them this week.
All right.
21 and 21, huh? 21 and 21.
21 and 21.
20. You can listen to me.
No Scary Terry, huh?
Possibly no Scary Terry.
How about them Cowboys? Red Rona is going to infect the end zone.
Oh, that's good.
All right, CJ. Give one tap
So,
Boys, 2 for the Redskins. It's going with the Redskins, boys.
That's right. He's going with me. That's right.
All right, and since even though there isn't going to be a Thursday night game, we're still going to talk about Steelers-Ravens.
Right, which was supposed to happen. Right off the bat, the biggest news I want to take out of this is we didn't cover it in the news and notes because we're saving it for this game, but Ingram and Dobbs
Dobbins.
COVID.
has COVID.
Dobbins.
They're out for this week no matter what.
Yeah.
That's huge. So,
Gus.
Gus the bus
The
attack.
bus, Gus. The Gus bus.
Gus bus. You got to attack. But once again, they played not too long ago. They only played what was it? 2 weeks ago? When was the last time they
Give or
played?
take 2 or 3 weeks.
1, 2, 3, 4. 4 weeks ago. 4 weeks ago, and Baltimore almost pulled it off. And I mean, if they're losing the running backs, fire up Lamar Jackson. You fire him up because you know that he's going to be rushing, he's going to be passing. You fire up Gus because you know that they have nobody else to run the ball. My scary part is I don't trust any of the wide receivers. I don't even trust.
Hollywood Brown's been having a terrible year.
Yeah, he started off good, and now
Mandrews is not. He had a good start to his year, and he has been not efficient.
I mean, the last 2 weeks against New England, he had 9 for 7 for 61 yards. Against Tennessee last week, he had 7 for 5, 96 and a touchdown. So I could definitely see Lamar Jackson moving away from trying to target Hollywood Brown, and I think he's going more back to his.
He needs to go back to what he was doing. Yeah,
Right.
he needs to go back to Mark Andrews, utilizing the running backs a lot more,
Yeah.
and himself creating special plays to where
What running backs? Just the Gus bus, right?
Right, that's all the
That's all-
starting. That's I
that's
think
all you
he's
need.
going to be running the ball out.
that's all you need right there.
Man,
So,
you're picking this game correctly.
I'm with you. I'm going Ravens revenge.
yeah,
And then,
Really?
I mean, Steelers, we talked to Steelers earlier, and you start everybody. That offense is hot. You start Juju. You start Claypool. You start.
So
Bond.
I'm staying with Pittsburgh, man. They're undefeated. So you know what I mean? Like until they catch an L, man, you got to ride that
gotta
steel
ride it
curtain, man.
you know what? I'm going to go with Ravens on this one. I think this is where they catch their first L. This game is in Baltimore, so this is home field advantage. This is John Harbaugh, who knows Mike Tomlin. He knows the Steelers. He's going to find a way, and this defense is going to be fired up. It's going to probably be a very defensive game as well.
Yeah.
I mean, it's going to be very black and blue brutal. So give me the Ravens. My son is so determined,
Christopher.
right? For those who
Hey,
can't
this
see,
could be
like,
the turning that game right there. Mark it down, Elliot. This
No,
game could be the turning point in the deep dish season.
right?
Oh yes.
And for those who are wondering, like, well, what does the winner get for the deep dish? Well,
Oh yes.
they get a deep dish pizza from Giordano's.
Oh, nice.
So the losers have to pony up the money
Damn.
for a
I
deep
got
dish,
incentive now?
any choice
Yeah.
or toppings that he wants.
Yep. And then we'll air it live. We're gonna have a little pizza party.
Yeah.
Virtually.
Virtual.
Unless the,
Yeah.
vaccine,
Well,
unless,
virtual.
unless the vaccine is out by then.
Yes.
But-
It'll be very quick. It'll be very quick to show the pizza, the unveiling, the
Yeah.
eating.
So we got
Somebody here order a pizza?
All right, boys, and the last one that I hid from you, I'm going to save for to round out our 4 games. And Monday night, Eagles and Seahawks. There was a lot I wanted to do, and I kind of feel that this is Monday night. We're going to have early Thursday games. Excuse me, the middle of Sunday game, and then the end of the week with the Monday game. So Seahawks and Philly. Philly, I don't know what the hell Philly is doing. One week they're playing like they could win the division. The next week they're playing like they don't know how to play football. They went out and picked up Howard off of the free agency. They activated him. They activated him, but he's still not in the starting depth chart. Instead of going
2020.
instead of going out and getting a wide receiver to help them out, they avoid that. Luckily for them, Goddard's back, so start up Goddard.
Yeah, it seems to like so when there was no Goddard, when Ertz went down, when Miles Sanders was out and Boston Scott was in, Fulham was the guy, right?
The Fulham.
So now Jeffrey's back, Goddard's back, Sanders is back,
Reagan.
and like you said, Rager's back. But now it's like you said, it's like they forgot who got them to this point
exactly.
to where they are in this division. They have a breath of life every game. Like it doesn't matter. You could lose, and the other 3 will lose, and you're still in it.
All right, question. Andy Dalton or Carson Wentz?
With the
Yo.
questionability
Like
about Wentz.
Hey, mark this down.
Tell me.
Andy freaking Dalton, dude. Carson Wentz is hot garbage.
Woo! You heard it first here, boys.
Right? Breaking news. Dun, dun, dun.
He's bad. He's bad.
Yeah, I mean, last week against Cleveland, 2 for 2, 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, 235 yards. The week before against the Giants, only 208 yards, no touchdowns, no interceptions. Before that, against Dallas, when we thought he was going to blow up, he had 123, 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. He's
His
almost-
last good game was Week 7 against the Giants.
You want to hear something funny?
Yeah.
I'd probably start Mitch before I start Carson
Oh,
Wentz.
So like it's getting so bad that Doug Peterson's considering benching Wentz
for the rookie.
for the rookie,
I know.
which is great news because I have the rookie in our dynasty league.
Yeah, but you're not going to start him.
I'll
But
tell
it's
you
still
what,
great
if it,
news. You get to see what you have,
I mean, McTuna got sat.
but he's already going to start this week.
Yeah, I know. It's so stupid.
Yeah.
Give the beard the
If-
shot.
Oh my gosh,
if it wasn't the NFC least,
There you go.
that hurts,
then
Jake.
you
That
could
damn hurts.
you can go with the rookie and just write it out. Like
Yeah.
all these look, they all have 4 wins.
Yeah, I know.
They all have 4 wins, and one of them has the tiebreaker, and I think it's Dallas. It's either Dallas or Philly. So, can you imagine someone winning that division with 6 or 7 wins?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can.
Yeah, so he's going to be like 6-10 and making it.
Horrible.
That's
They'll be
how
out in the first round.
That's definitely hashtag 20 right 2020
All
right
right,
there.
all right. Let's stop
All right,
the
and
barn burner that is the Philadelphia Eagles.
give me the Seahawks. So we don't.
Dumpster fire. Yeah, Seahawks all day.
Yeah, I'm going with Seahawks too. But let's talk about the Seahawks. I mean, they're on a 30-game losing streak.
And I think it has to deal with the fact that Carson has not played. I think,
think so?
the presence of Carson and what he brings gives up certain balance. The yin to Mr. Unlimited Yang.
Yeah.
To where he's
The
able.
good Carson.
Yeah, to where he's able to move the field, move the chains, be able to keep the defense honest, where they're not double teaming, they're not just like, hey, because the Seahawks defense has its own problems to begin with. The offense doesn't need that. And when you have talent like DK Metcalf and Tyler Lockett, he's not in an agreement.
Yeah, no, I'm going to say right now, right here, the last 3 weeks is going to be the slump of Wilson for the season.
The end of the slump.
It starts this week.
Right.
They go Philadelphia.
What do you mean it starts this week? He's had a bad 2 games before this one.
No, that's what I'm saying. That the slump ends. Starting
Oh,
with
okay.
the Eagles, because they go Eagles, Giants, Jets, Washington. That's his next 4 games.
Gotta get in the playoffs, fam.
Exactly, man. He easily could go back to the Russell Wilson of old of throwing 4 interceptions, 400 yards, 3 touchdowns.
Give me the Russell Wilson of last week. 25, 27 points is not bad for a quarterback. It should be more with the receivers that he has. But
But it was 197 yards and 2 touchdowns. So what really got him was he carried the ball 10 times for 42 yards. I want the Russell Wilson where he was thrown for like 350, 370 with like 3 touchdowns.
4 touchdowns, yeah.
You run one in, or
Plus, for you, Elliot, you have Lockett. You want that connection back. Like
yeah,
they did
that's the
last week.
stack you need to get back.
definitely.
So,
Yeah, but all of us are in agreement Seahawks. All of us are in agreement for the Texans.
but the Seahawks have been babying Carson. They've been trying to take their time, make sure that he doesn't re-injure himself, and when he does come back, that's when you're going to see a shift.
Yeah.
And hopefully he comes back this week against the Eagles because they really need it. DJ Dallas is a rookie. He's not there yet. Travis Homer is. You see the right on of all these guys. These are backups.
Right.
They're backups for the reason.
Right.
Not that they're not talented enough to be a starter. It's that versus top tier defensive linemen or defensive coaching teams. They're going to have difficulty trying to navigate around. And so, like, even Carlos Hyde's been dealing with injury. He came back. I know he came back from his injury, but he was limited, and he still was inefficient.
Yeah.
So there you go. You need Carson back. And then when Carson comes back, then you're going to see a difference in play from Russell Wilson.
Yeah.
So we're in agreement with the Seahawks. We're in agreement with the Texans. We're semi-agreed on the Ravens Steelers. And we're split on the Cowboys and Redskins.
Ravens. It's me and Steve. Elliot's going Steelers, and then I'm going Redskins. You guys are going Cowboys.
Yeah, I mean, so this is going to be fun. Can't wait to see the defeat on your face.
Yeah, okay.
We are playing each other this week.
And what?
In our league.
In fantasy, dude.
I'm gonna crush you.
I know, because every time we meet up...
You said that last week, and I really wish you would have crushed last week, because I needed that. I needed you to crush last week, and you didn't crush.
The only thing he was crushing was his own week.
All right. In a game where Matt Ryan was supposed to put up... Yeah, in a game where Matt Ryan was supposed to put up 300 yards. And
it was a bad...
He got me 5 freaking fantasy points, man.
It was a bad week. Last week was a bad week for football.
Yeah, probably expect that again this week when
Horrible.
the Atlanta plays the Raiders.
Horrible. I should have started Rivers. I picked him up for a reason. I was like...
You should have played Gordon, too. Gordon's fisherman.
Who would have thought that man was going to put up more than 9 fantasy points that he's been averaging the last 4 weeks?
Yeah. I mean, dude, we could do a whole show of fantasy
I could,
woes.
but to be honest, I looked at even if I started the people that did me good, I would have still lost no matter what. But I'm coming back. I'm coming back with a vengeance. I'm going to come into the playoffs hot and stinky, and I'm just going to do what I did last year.
You're going to bring that stinky cheddar to what you did to me last year?
I'm going to do what I did last year.
I just got to beat Tom, and I'm in.
I'm going to be bottom of the seed, and I'm just going to win it all. I'm going to crash.
You're going to crash.
I'm going to crash.
You got some heavy hitters who got luck on their side.
Oh, it don't matter about luck.
I wish I had luck.
I wish it wasn't all about luck.
No, Andrew Luck. I wish I had Andrew Luck.
Right?
Maybe the Bears could bring him back.
Yeah.
Yeah, you hit him up.
Hit them up. All right, guys, that's all the time we have for you today. I want to thank everybody who was able to jump in and talk with us. Jay, especially you, thanks for taking time out of your day for giving us your love and your bad comments about how CJ should replace me. But nonetheless.
Yeah, and Jay, happy Thanksgiving, man.
Yeah, happy Thanksgiving to you and your family.
Yeah, happy Thanksgiving, Jay.
Everybody, thank you guys. It's been a great year, and
if you guys missed the live show, you'll be able to catch us on YouTube. That's going to go up. And if you would rather
immediately
the audio version, we are on Apple Pod, we are on iHeart, and we are on Spotify for your listening pleasure.
So this show is going to go up on that so everybody can listen, tune in before the Thursday games to get the info, and then we'll be back on Sunday.
Yeah, if you guys download the Logic Media Group app, you can go to the video section in YouTube. This this live feed will be up immediately, so you can go rewatch it there. And there's plenty of bunch of platforms where you can come check us out. And,
and if you don't want to catch us live, just tune in on Facebook. Windy
Yeah.
City Fantasy on Facebook.
Yeah,
Look us
join
up.
the group page. Submit some questions. That's let's get some fantasy football talk going out on the page. We love to hear what you guys have to say.
Yeah, and so
There you guys-
on a happy note, happy Thanksgiving, everybody. To you, Elliot, to your family, Jay, to you and yours, because we're number one fan. To everybody listening,
Yeah.
we're grateful for you guys. We're thankful.
From all of us here at Windy City Fantasy, happy
yeah.
Thanksgiving, everybody.
Spending time with us, spending time with you guys. It's fun.
Peace out.
see ya.
You
Thank